You may have the faith of a mustard seed. If at age 14 you were taken from the enchanted land where you grew up and placed in a land far, far different, but you went on and made friends and made a life in that new place. You may have the faith of a mustard seed if at midlife you were struck blind, but you continued to see your way to take care of the people of this city in the unique way that you were given. You may have the faith of a mustard seed if you underwent a major amputation, but instead of relegating yourself to a wheelchair, you made yourself relearn how to walk, where you could continue to carry out the work that Christ had given you to do. You very likely have the faith of a mustard seed that if last Wednesday you were attacked by a strapping 16-year-old boy, thrown to the ground, such that you were bruised over 90% of your body and could barely walk. But on Sunday, you made sure that you made your way into the pulpit of Christ Episcopal Church because you had something to say which was far more than she ought to have done. My brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, I present to you our sister, our indomitable sister, Athalie Malone.
Good morning. I was born on St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands, on December 28. At the age of 3 months, two things happened to me. I was baptized, and my grandmother took custody of me. My earliest memory of my grandmother is her singing Blessed Assurance all through the house. That was the beginning of the foundation of my faith. Along with her taking me to church every Saturday and Sunday. And most Saturdays I did try to run away to be with my grandfather at his woodworking shop. But she prevailed. The second person to carry on the foundation of my faith was the very Reverend Thomas W. Gibbs III, the dean of the cathedral where I attended and the headmaster of the school I attended. He was very much loved and respected, not only in that school, but throughout the community, for the simple fact our school was a beloved community. You had every race, nationality, culture, and religion at that school. But we didn't know it was a beloved community. We thought it was the norm. We were in and out of each other's house for dinner, for games, for parties. We just existed. My sophomore year, my grandmother decided I needed to broaden my horizons, so she sent me to live with my uncle in San Antonio, Texas. My uncle enrolled me in St. Gerard's Regional High School. That was a culture shock. I went to school with trees that had beards. And I experienced racism for the first time. The young lady asked some very stupid questions, but I thought, hey, she's just unread. She doesn't know. But I soon learned that it was racism. I attended church with my uncle. As I was taught, families go to church together. The church I went to, though, was not a church. It was a country club. It became even more apparent at the age of 42 when I lost my vision. I stayed, like I said, because my uncle was at that church. When my uncle passed, I left that church and I began to look for another church. I visited Christ Church 4 times. And on the 5th Sunday that I came to church here, I asked Father Patrick to join the church. And he asked me why. And I answered him, actions speak louder than words. Since being at Christ Church, I've had 2 more crises. The first was my mother passing away, and I had to return to the islands to take care of things. Father Patrick kept in touch with me for the entire time I was there, calling me at least twice a week to pray with me and to be there for me. The second was this past December when half of my foot was amputated. The congregation and Father Patrick, Father Scott, and Father Justin were there for me in prayer and in person, not only coming to the hospital, but even afterwards. Christ Church is a beloved community, not only because of the schools they sponsor, Sidewalk Saturday, South Dakota, and the many other missions we undertake. Christ Church is a beloved community because of all that they do within their church and outside their church. And much more can be done with the blessed assurance. I thank them for me, and I thank them for those still yet to come.